All right, let's talk about something that's shaping up to be a real game changer for every single broadcast professional out there, generative AI. We're going to dive into a great guide from Virtualization Options LLC to explore how this isn't just another piece of tech. Nope, this is a fundamental shift in how we get things done in this industry. So let's jump right in. You know the drill in broadcasting, right? The demand for fresh, engaging content, it never, ever stops. At the same time, budgets are getting tighter, and there's never enough time in the day. It's a huge challenge. So what if you could team up with something that never runs out of ideas, that literally never gets tired, and can handle all the grunt work, freeing you up to do what you do best? Well, that's the big promise of generative AI.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll frame AI as your new co-pilot. Then we'll get into what generative AI actually is. After that, we get super practical with AI in the studio. Then we cover the absolutely essential guardrails. And finally, we'll look at what your station's AI-powered future could really look like. Look, let's be real. The job of a broadcaster has never been more demanding. You're supposed to be a creator, a producer, a strategist, a community voice, all at the same time. This is where AI comes in, not to take over your job, but to help, to act as a co-pilot that can manage all those routine tasks so you can focus on the thing that really matters, that human connection that makes radio so magical.
Okay, so what is this technology really? It's so important to understand that generative AI is not, I repeat, not just a smarter version of Google. It doesn't just find information that's already out there. It does something completely and fundamentally different. Let's really break down the difference. You know, your typical software, it just follows a script. A search engine fetches a link, right? It retrieves stuff. Generative AI, on the other hand, creates. It writes, it brainstorms, it pulls ideas together. It actually understands what you're trying to do and generates something totally new, which makes it a true creative partner.
Now, the engine running things like ChatGPT or Gemini is called a large language model, or an LLM. The easiest way to think about it is like an apprentice who has read, well, pretty much the entire internet. It hasn't memorized everything, but it's learned all the patterns, the context, the flow of language, and that's what lets it communicate and create in a way that feels incredibly human. So, this is the crucial mindset shift right here. You're not just using a piece of software, you're collaborating with it. The quality of what you get out of it completely depends on the quality of the conversation you have with it, the instructions you give. And you know what? That changes everything. All right, enough of the what, let's get to the how. How does this actually work day to day inside a radio station? Well, the cool thing is the applications are super versatile. They can touch basically every single department. For the newsroom, wow, this is huge. Imagine a breaking story hits the wire. AI can instantly summarize all that copy, giving you the key facts in just seconds. It can write up a first draft of your on-air script, help you tighten the language to make it punchier, and even give you a phonetic guide for a really tricky name. All while you're focused on verifying the facts and telling the story. Now, if you're on the air, think of AI as the ultimate show producer. Seriously. It can do a deep dive researching a guest, help you come up with more insightful questions, and even sift through listener emails to spot trends for your next big topic. It's like having an entire prep team right at your fingertips, 24/7. And check this out. This shows you its strategic power. This isn't just a simple question. It's a high-level strategic prompt you could feed an AI. A station manager could use this for some serious competitive analysis, basically turning the AI into a virtual consultant to help plan their next big move in the market. How cool is that? This incredible versatility just keeps going across the whole operation. Your sales team can draft client proposals way faster. Management can analyze audience data for new insights. It can even help with the really tedious work, like auditing logs for FCC compliance. It's a force multiplier for pretty much every role in the building. Okay, let's pause. We need to talk about what might be the single most important part of this whole conversation. AI is an unbelievably powerful tool, but it is not perfect. Understanding its limits isn't just a good idea. For any broadcast professional, it's an absolute necessity. So before we get too carried away with all the cool stuff it can do, we have to stop and ask that critical question. What are the real-world risks of bringing this tech into our workflow? So, the biggest risk is this. Everything an AI produces needs a human filter. It can't fact-check itself on breaking news. It can be confidently wrong, creating what experts call hallucinations, stuff that sounds plausible but is totally made up. It has no idea about your local market, your station's unique voice, and critically, it has no ethical compass. You, the human, are always the final essential editor for accuracy and judgment, period.
So, with those guardrails firmly in mind, let's look to the future. How do we take this from just a fascinating idea and actually turn it into a practical, valuable part of our station's day-to-day?
Well, the business case is pretty hard to argue with. The data points to some truly transformative gains. We're talking about massive boosts in efficiency, huge cost reductions. These aren't just little tweaks around the edges. These are numbers that can totally reshape a station's budget and what it's capable of producing.
So how do you get there? It's really a simple three-step loop. First, you got to commit to always be learning. This field is moving at lightning speed. Second, experiment, but do it systematically. Don't just play around. Test these tools with a real purpose. And third, be brutally honest about the results. What actually works for your team, for your show, in your market?
And you know, this really brings it all home. This is not a story about technology replacing people. It's a story about people using technology to amplify their own skills, to become better at the core mission of what we do in broadcasting.
So, as we wrap this up, the final question isn't really about what the technology can do. It's about what you are going to do with it. The tools are here, the potential is immense, the next move, well, that's yours.